Okay, we are looking at factors that influence the distribution of wealth. What can make one rich and one poor in terms of wealth? So, increase in the value of existing stocks. So, if you look at house prices, what's the long term trend of house prices or share?
And they go up.
They go up. In the short term, we can have them
Go up and down. Full.
yeah. Why? Because do you remember the financial crisis of
Yeah.
2008? So,
To the end of their life, and they become rickety and rubbish, and they start falling down. Then they lose all value.
well, the land still appreciates, isn't it?
Yeah. So,
So,
you can separate
in the long
them.
run, the So in long run, the value of house and shares the sector will always go up due to scarcity, though in short run they may fall. So people who already have these houses, who already own shares and everything, they will become rich. Yeah.
Mhm.
Another factor that influences the distribution of wealth or is state versus private pension. Now, many rich people will have private pensions, or they contribute to private pensions, they take out private pensions, so that in old age other means of income on top of state pension, which is about 120 odd pounds per week, 120-25 pounds per week. Yeah.
Mhm.
So however, the poor people would solely depend on state pension, and obviously their standards, the standard of living will fall. Having said that, right, in UK now, every worker is entitled to a private pension from their employer, but people still don't contribute to private pensions. There are two main reasons behind it. First being their current consumption is important because they don't have enough money.
To make money.
So to pay their day-to-day wages, they say, you know what, I don't know about the future, so I'm not going to contribute. So to me, it's all about survival today.
Mhm.
Okay, and then the second thing is there's a lot of people who don't actually trust the private pensions, because in the long run, there have been some very scandals, where people's private pension providers have gone bust.
It's a bit like the Telltale deal, where they just
Yeah.
recently had to struck a deal, which means they're losing almost of their pensions.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that is why people say, you know what, I'd rather have my control of my
now,
money.
and then I'll
Yeah.
do it later.
Than let anyone else take control of it.
Mhm.
Okay, well done. So the trust factor is another factor. Okay. Then the third one is new and old wealth. New wealth is often referred to the current entrepreneurial effort of people becoming rich, right? So So new wealth is about the crop of people who have taken risk and started businesses, resulting in them becoming rich. So that's also one way of distribution of wealth. On the other hand, old wealth is wealth within families, within 4 centuries, passed down the generations. So you'll be lucky if you're born in a rich family and you're looking at the mom and dad passing down the wealth they have inherited from
Their
your
parents,
grandparents,
yeah.
their parents, and so on. So that's one factor. Do you think the new wealth can also become old wealth?
Yeah, because they're sort of like, because their wealth they made and new wealth will then go to their kids, won't it?
Absolutely. So new wealth new wealth can become old wealth as passed down the family chain. I have this bad habit of mistyping between A and O, right? So now wealth can become old wealth as passed down the family lineage. Okay?
Mm.
There's another thing which what it does is when you have people with old wealth, is because you've got the financial backing, what happens to your entrepreneurial appetite?
He's got fools.
It goes.
Oh no, it goes up because you've got the money. You can actually.
You've got the money,
Yeah.
because isn't it? You can actually afford to take the risk.
Mm-hmm.
So
But there's also that sort of psychological. If you've got all the money anyway, why should I bother? I've got the money.
you're absolutely right. It's the psychological as well, isn't it? So
Mm.
with old wealth, as they have financial backing, isn't it? Little to lose, yeah.
Mm.
Now, another factor that can affect the distribution of wealth is the tax regime. What do you think is the government's source of income, main source of income? for
Tax.
Tax. What type of tax is it? Is it wealth
Income.
tax or income tax, isn't it?
Then it's
So- Income tax. So it becomes difficult for salary earners to accommodate and convert income into wealth, isn't it? Now, with the inheritance tax in the UK, what happened under the David Cameron's and George Osborne's government? What did they do to the?
cut highest wage earners tax from 50% back down to 45, didn't they?
Yes, they cut down the income tax from 50% to 45%, which was the marginal rate of tax, or the highest.
High band.
But what happened to the inheritance tax as well and the limit? They
They
raised.
raised it, didn't they? So
Yes.
less poor people are going to get inheritance tax. Is that it?
Yes.
Or was it middle earnings? I can't remember.
So the last Conservative government raised the tax limit for the inheritance tax. So
Yeah.
has been raised. So that means that more wealth is now staying within the family. It's not going to the estate to
Mhm.
be distributed back to the people or in public expenditure. Okay, any questions?
No.
Brilliant.